everyone, I'm Sigourney Rosario, helping you to boss up in business, in self-love, and in faith. Welcome back. What are some tips on if you are interested in applying for OTS? So if you have a notepad, if you have anything that you can write on, write down these, because when it's time for your package, you're going to have a lot of different ideas. People are going to be talking to you about this and that, and you're going to lose train of thought. So I need you to write these down, so you can remind yourself of all these important things. Again, I'm telling you the blueprint. I'm giving it to you for free. So I'm not telling you it's guaranteed for you to get in. I'm just saying you stand a better chance at getting in. What worked for me may or may not work for you. But write these tips down and it definitely will help you out. Number one, you need a strong leadership. It's a must. It's a must. Because if you don't have people backing you, if you don't have the people that are rooting for you, when you get discouraged, when you feel like giving up, when your stuff is just not, flowing the way it needs to flow, you're just gonna give up if you don't have that strong leadership. My leadership was pushing me. I literally feel like, because of God's favor, number one, but because of my strong leadership is the reason why I will commission as an officer. Because they pushed me, y'all. And they were not afraid to tell me, girl, this is a mess. Girl, you messed up this MFR. Because there's so many MFRs. There's so many documents. And, they have to get signed by different people. And the medical and the wing officer, and then the group officer, and then your regular officer, and then this commander, that commander. I mean, it is so many small pieces. And if I did not have a good leadership team to tell me, hey, this is a mess. You messed up on this format. This is missing this. This punctuation is missing. I didn't like the way that was written. Take that off. Add this on. If I didn't have that, y'all, my package would be nowhere as strong as it was, because I had an amazing leadership team. My leadership team was, when I tell you, they were like on my back, on my neck about making sure my stuff was the best that it could be. So number one, get you a good leadership team. And I know you don't have any play or any, you really don't have any say-so on that. But to the best of your ability, if you don't have a good leadership team, go to a very good mentor. Actually, you're going to need multiple mentors, because you're going to need multiple people to send it to. So get some type of community around you. Get multiple, again, mentors in different career fields who can review your package if your leadership is not the best. But I honestly feel like your leadership is really they're gonna have to push your package forward, because they do like a rack and stack. So in my squadron, I was the #1 pick. And the wing, I think I was the 2nd or 3rd pick. So they put that portion in your letters of recommendation. So you just want to make sure that you have a good leadership team that can say, hey, this is the #1 pick for us. We don't care, about this, about that. She's the #1 pick. He's the #1 pick. And you just want that support. Number two, when it comes down to trying your hardest to get accepted into OTS, attention to detail. I know they say it all the time, right? Attention to detail. Y'all, if I can be honest with you, my supervisor gets on me about this all the time, but I'm not an attention to detail type of gal. I am more of a big picture. Okay, I look at things from the bigger side of things. I don't care about the little details. But y'all, that package had me sweating. I ain't even finna hold you. I'm not finna hold you. There are so many details. And if you do one thing wrong, if you do not follow that guideline, line by line by line, sentence by sentence they won't even review your package. So one of the things that I knew tripped up 90% of people is it's one sentence in the pack. It's literally one sentence where it says for your GPA, you cannot round up. My GPA, I can't remember. Let's just say my GPA was a 4.2, a 4.28. I had put originally in my first package 4.3, because most people want to seem better than what they actually are. Okay, yeah, let's just be honest. But I attended this YouTube video, or they had something going on, but they pretty much had this long video walking you through how to submit up your package. And one of the most common mistakes as to why people were never even submitted to the board is because they kept rounding up their GPA. Now, again, this was when I was submitting it. The video, I don't even think it's still up there, and they changed guidance, so don't listen to me as in like right now if you are submitting your package. I'm just telling you that small detail of putting 4.3 instead of 4.293 and rounding up and all the different things will completely just, they won't even review your package. That's how small detail they are. Like, you can't round up your GPA. Like, those MFRs were the worst for me, y'all. I don't ever want to see an MFR in my whole life, in my whole career, because you have to submit up so many MFRs, y'all, and they are so particular about it. And every MFR has to be submitted to somebody else. So again, I don't want to go on a tangent, but just know attention to detail is very, very, very important. And that's why it's also important that you submit it to multiple people so that they can review it as well. Number 3 is the AFOQT, everybody's favorite topic. So again, the biggest thing is you got to study. Study. I'm gonna actually create another video giving you tips and tricks on how to study for the AFOQT. I'm not gonna mention all of them here, but just know you need to study. It does play a role. It's not everything, and I think sometimes we put so much weight into that test, but really and truly, you really want to focus in on what you are trying to go for. So if you know you're trying to do rated, you need to be studying the sections that actually relate to the rated portion. If you are trying to do non-rated, you may not need to study aviation. You may not need to study table reading or the blocks. You need to focus in on what actually matters. So for me personally, I did not study every single section. Say what you want. I don't care. I did review every section, but I did not study every section because, again, I have no desire to be a pilot. Luckily, though, I don't know what it is, I actually did very good in that section. I don't even know why I did good, but I just did good naturally. But I didn't like go in and study and all that stuff. But the biggest thing is you need to study. Number 4 is going to be something that I personally feel like is required. Again, everybody has a different faith, but for me, you have to realize that if you did your part, you submitted the best package that you could possibly do, you need to give it to God. And it's something that we don't like to talk about. It's something that people don't want to mention because we feel like we're in control. We feel like we have this and we have that. But at the end of the day, if God has it destined for you to become an officer, to lead in that capacity, He will get you there. And it may be your first time, your second time, your third time. It may be, you know, later on in your career. But whatever the case may be, just know that if it's for you, it's for you. You don't have to compare yourself. You don't have to compete with no other person. God's timing is the best timing. And the best thing about it is you can apply for OTS every single year. So do not feel like you have to make it the first year just because I did, just because your favorite influencer did, because somebody on TikTok did. You can reapply that second year. Ask for feedback and create a stronger package so that you can get accepted into OTS. If you need encouragement or you know somebody else that may need a little bit of encouragement, please write into my foundation, Letters for Life, where you receive a free handwritten letter of encouragement. Always, I love you, but most importantly though, God loves you. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.